On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, we are here in the garage with my Audi, but wrong Audi. We're heading over to the shop to the other one. What is going on, guys? I'm Watch Chair Go, and today we are going to work on my Audi A6. And today I shot an intro for this entire video, and basically, I showed you everything that was going to get done to get the Audi all wrapped up, all the wires hooked back up, all the hoses put on, the AC system put back together, all that good stuff. And for some reason, the video's not there. Can't find it anywhere. Anyway, so here's a new intro. Basically, we're going to jump right into the car, a time lapse of hooking everything back up, and then everything we have to go through to make the first start happen. So let's get right to it. And let's get this Audi back on the road after over a year of sitting. We are doing the finishing touches now. You guys just saw the time lapse of basically everything going back together. What we're gonna do now is coolant fill, oil fill, power steering fluid fill, and Eli is tightening down the wiper blades here. So yes, those are back where they belong. But before we get too far into putting the cowl back together, obviously all the electrical connections, the ECU, that's all put in there and buttoned up. But first, we need to show you guys that this is actually a Lamborghini. There you go, the typical Audi Lamborghini action there. And now we can finally screw this all back together. We were literally waiting just so you guys could see that the A6 is actually a Lambo. Basically, at this point, we just have to hook up that, which is probably the secondary air pump. It's the only thing I don't know where it goes yet. Running the Motul Multi-ATF for the power steering because it's a VW Audi approved fluid. This bottle wasn't completely full, so we're a bottle in, and of course, the same oil from the R8, 8100 XS, 5W40 for the oil, and then we're gonna vacuum the cooling system down and fill it up. So, a few more minutes of filling here. I think that bottle's completely dry. Anyway, these are super nice because you don't even need Bluetooth funnels. Oh, just do this. Bluetooth funnel not necessary. Also, you can kink them, which is like the ultimate, you know?
Why did I not think of that?
You haven't kinked them when you're filling stuff?
Uh-uh.
Dude, it makes it super easy.
That's nice. One thing I don't like about them is it doesn't have like the air to kind of prevent the gurgling. Or
oh, yeah. You can't stop it from plop, 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 plop,
yeah,
plop, plop.
Exactly.
Okay, I think it's full.
Sweet.
One more shot. Okay, so we'll let the power steering system kind of take some of that because it's completely empty. And we'll start with our oil. And I think we can put this whole thing in without even flinching because it takes like 7 quarts of oil. Now the Bluetooth funnel game here is slightly more complicated. Here we go.
Beautiful.
Pours. So we took Eli's new Audi to O'Reilly's here because for some reason you went to COPART and did this again.
Yeah, I have a problem.
So this one's a 2014 A5.
Yes, the B8.5, so it's got the facelift and it's beautiful.
Dude, it drives super well. I just drove it all the way here, super fun.
Yeah.
Turbo, this is a cool car. Well, O'Reilly's has the coolant hose we need because obviously we've got a bad cooling hose. One of the O-rings was like cooked out of the upper cooling hose. They've got one in town, so it's perfect. We're gonna throw it on there and we should have this thing running. It leaked everywhere. Luckily, we couldn't pull a vacuum on it. The vacuum wouldn't hold, so we gave up. We were like, let's just fill it with water and start it. and then water started coming out. So I'm really glad we put water in it.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna fix it for real.
Go for it.
Radiator hose. Luckily they have the upper. 24661 is the Gates part, and they even zip tied it on there. This one's not coming off. This is a pretty expensive hose. It was almost $70. All right, thanks man. Have a good one. You too. So this is the failed hose, and it's kind of hard to see. We can get some light in there. But if you look inside there, that's not like oil or gel. That is actually melted plastic. And the O-ring was missing out of this hose. So the radiator side looks wonderful, brand new. And yeah, that was ruined. So now we are ready to hook up our brand new hose. There's also a little dab of silicone lube in there. So this should be incredibly easy.
Those quick disconnects are super nice.
Dude, it's so nice when you're swapping coolant hoses,
Yeah.
but so annoying that they cost so much money.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so come on, cooling hose. You can do it. Wow, I can feel my stomach pull. Pull my stomach muscles all at once, putting that on. What a mess. Now we're holding an awesome vacuum after replacing that hose. That hose still isn't obviously clipped on because it does not want to work, but we're gonna get it. We figured the vacuum would help us push that hose on. So now we're gonna wiggle it, and then we can finish filling this thing up with water and start it, and then we'll dump the water and switch back to antifreeze.
Yeah, flush it out.
Absolutely. Time for the water fill. It's still holding this vacuum. It was maybe one of the longest vacuums I've ever seen held. BMWs and Audis are good at holding cooling system vacuums after you get all 79 hoses connected. So here we go. Oh, wrong. I was like, here's the cool part, but it's not happening. Look at this thing go.
That's so cool.
Get it, get it.
I need one of these.
Dude, it's life-changing, I'm telling you. This is the way to fill cooling systems. Okay, we're gonna run out of water. I'm gonna have to switch bottles. Yeah, we got a little bit left. Didn't take on hardly any air at all. So that is about the end. It's basically completely full. Hooking the battery back up for the first time in a long time. I'm kind of excited now. So we're gonna hop right in, give this thing a couple pumps to get some oil pressure up, and then let it eat. And hopefully she's good to go. We'll close the trunk so that all the smoke from this exhaust doesn't come in. I'm expecting that we will have a complete whiteout condition. That's really our hope here today. We're going for a full building fog because obviously the exhaust was completely full of antifreeze and it's still dripping. It's been about 2 weeks since we dumped all that fluid out, maybe a week, 2 weeks, I don't know. But every once in a while I still see a drip out of the canister, so I know there's a little bit left. Antifreeze and fire started for the first time.
Right, moment of truth.
First scan, we've got tons of faults, but most of them here are unable to communicate with ECM PCM. And we couldn't pull the VIN, so I'm pretty sure it is the ECM, which means we need to pull the cowlblock off and check all of the connections into the car. Yeah, it's always unable to communicate with ECM. Everything is. Interesting. Well, I would love to erase it, but it will not let me erase all right now. For some reason there is no ECM at the moment, so we get to look into that. There I was being pretty sad about the ECU having issues now, and we were like, well, let's check all the grounds and pull the whole cowl back out and we'll get this ECU thing figured out. And then like, oh look, grounds.
Yeah, just hanging off to the side.
Not only are they grounds, they're the most critical grounds in the car.
Right
So,
to the ECU.
right at the ECU. All right, so I'll crank this down with, I think it's a 13 or 15, and we'll try again, and I think it'll just start. So that, there's no better outcome than that. So, grounds for the win. Always check them. Hey, look. That's a 13 if I've ever seen one. Metric crescent wrench.
Metric.
All right, I'll try not to over tighten these, but this is also the jump stud. if you ever have to jump your Audi, it's under these covers. So, all right, that's not going anywhere.
Round 2.
Hooking the battery back up. Don't do that while the battery's hooked up. All right, girl. Start this time. That's all I ask of you.
That sounded great.
It turns out flood clear is not hold pedal.
Oh, all right.
Instead, it's wide open throttle. Scan this thing again. Diagnostics. All right, I'm getting pumped now. Now, obviously, we're close. A misfire is the greatest outcome. So, control unit, ECU. It talks. Yep. All right, trouble codes. There should be 1,000 of them.
Oh yeah.
Give me some codes, girl. Ah, that one said it was sporadic, but we got a bunch of misfires there. So let's erase all the codes. Ignition on, engine off, yes. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna clear every code on the car and then we'll try one more time. So give me a minute here. Post scan. Run it all. Look at that, now we can talk. And there's no code. So we do have tons of codes. It's beeping every time it switches modules, but we're getting there. Give it a minute and I'll clear these codes and we should be okay. It's running better already. Still has a misfire for sure, but I'll take a misfire. Honestly, I think we should check all the connections on the coils. That's probably the next spot.
Yeah, definitely.
But let me look at the ECU.
Good once over.
Yeah. I think there's actually live data for misfires. Whoa. Check it out. We're pulling up. Our mission is happening. We're going for the full whiteout. It's running better and better too.
Yeah, probably since cleared out, honestly.
Yeah, the car stopped shaking.
That's awesome. Ooh, wow.
This is some potent white smoke.
Yeah.
I figured we'd have a full whiteout condition. It's like it snowed in here. Oh, move, go outside. I gotta open.
Pouring outside, I'll open the door.
I'm gonna open all the doors.
All right. That's insane.
That is epic. It's beautiful. Like if this was a Subaru, it would be perfect. It would be vaping itself. God. Look, it's low-lying fog because it's coolant that's burning off. Wow, that's cool. That is so. I've never seen anything cooler. We're 3 to 4 minutes into fog machine and chill here. We are probably breathing antifreeze at this point from this. Like I said, I mean, you guys saw the exhaust was level full of coolant, and it's all inside all of it. So we've got the doors open. There's a lot of air moving through here. We may have to hook up more air. We might grab one of these fans and turn them on. This is gonna take a while to clean up. Are we taking bets on how long it's gonna keep this up?
Let's take it.
10 minutes.
Hold that from.
Oh, my bad, my bad. 7? You're going for 7? Yeah. It smells delicious, but we should stop smelling it. I feel like we should let this run and go outside.
Probably a good idea.
I know a lot of you are in the production industry. It turns out you don't need a dry ice fogger. You just need an Audi that had a bunch of coolant in the exhaust. And when you walk through it, it's cool. Here, let me, I gotta walk through here. Are you ready? Got it? All right, so we decided to shut this off and get out of here for a minute. Let it suck all the coolant out of here. And then let's put the wheels on it and get it out on the road where we don't have to deal with this in an enclosed space. I mean, it's super cool, but it looks incredible. You can actually see a puddle of some of that coolant that was under the exhaust kind of coming out. It's like sitting right in the middle of the car now. Anyway, the car has been sitting here with the fan on and the doors open for the last 30 minutes, and we're finally getting most of this antifreeze smoke out of here. The floor over here is wet, but I think we could drive the car if we put the wheels on it. And there's a few more things that need to go in, the air box and the engine covers and stuff like that. Obviously those are super easy, and we spilled a lot of water on the floor. We need to get that sucked up, but it runs. It runs. I'm calling that a complete success. I'm super happy that this thing is alive again and hopefully moves under its own power. We need to clear all the faults again and clean all the concrete dust off it before we could even probably drive it, because you can't see out of the windows. But man, at least it's alive again.
Yeah.
I mean, for the first time in a long time. How long ago did you buy it?
Oh man.
Like,
I don't remember. At least probably a year ago.
A year ago,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's been a solid year since it got picked up from COPART, so it's been sitting even longer than that. So anyway, a long journey bringing this Audi back to life, and always eventful. So I think we're gonna drive it in the next door because I need to get home and make this video, and we need to let this thing air out for a while. Plus, like, I think driving will be its whole event because there's codes for the transmission. So hopefully there's no problems with the transmission. We just need to clear it all and put this thing back on the road. I'll put the air box back in it and put all the engine covers on it, and we should be home free. Then we can drain all this water out, put coolant in it, and it'll be a driver again. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjargo.com where you can get cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. Poor scooter. It was fully invisible for a while. Audi is alive. Isn't that crazy? Is it slick? Oh yeah, super slick. That's crazy.